Back with the Rod and Fez Show, back with your chance to win tickets to the HF Festival at RFK Stadium Saturday, May 24th. We'll bring the Hawk in and he can judge this competition.
Fuzzy, we got the idea for this contest we're going to be doing from a story in the news this week.
That's right. It was the Chicago High School hazing story, the Powder Puff Girls touch football game that turned really, really ugly and violent. Have you seen the footage of this yet, Ronnie?
No, I only saw still pictures.
So apparently these girls are all out on this field. It happened off campus. It's the senior girls versus the junior girls at the high school. All of a sudden, the junior girls are just there on the ground, and they are getting put through a hazing by the senior girls. They're getting hit with pig intestines, fish guts, blood, trash, mud. There's one shot. There's a great shot of a girl just taking a handful of mud and putting it in another chick's fat face.
Now, this did not happen on school property, but it is a long tradition in this town. It's an upscale kind of town. Literally, the school stopped them from doing this Powder Puff football game in 1977. And it's been taken off ever since. So, for a long time, probably the kids' mothers were involved in this at one time. And I never understand hazing. I never understand why you want to be with guys that treat you like guests.
I never get it. When I was in school, guys were trying to join the fraternity, and you'd see them, they would have these guys dressed up as women, or they'd be running around in a diaper, outside doing a car wash or something.
Was this a gay fraternity?
No, it wasn't a gay fraternity.
I think they all are. I think every fraternity is basically saying it's okay to be gay here.
If you're spanking another guy, that's homoerotic. You're absolutely right there.
Hawk says he loves it.
Hawk, you ever been hazed?
No, I never wanted to be in a fraternity. I just didn't identify with those type of guys.
You didn't go to college, did you?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't know that.
Really?
You get a degree?
4-year degree, bachelor's degree.
And what?
Mass communication.
You're kidding me.
Another ripoff.
That's great. Go get me some more lifesavers.
Yes, sir.
So as this hazing Powder Puff touch football game turned into a big brawl, is what it looked like. 5 girls actually got hospitalized. One got a broken ankle. One got 5 stitches in the head for taking a bat or a bucket over his skull. I'll tell you what, though. If you watch this footage, it is hot. There is something about a girl fight that looks great.
I did not see this yet. I wonder if it's still going to be running.
Oh, they're going to be showing this because now they're just into the investigation part. Right now the principal's saying that none of the girls will be suspended.
Any pulling off of clothes?
It's really hard to tell when everything's that muddy.
So hot.
Kind of like that stripes mud wrestling scene.
866-277-4969. So we'd base this on best girl fight you've ever seen, and Hawk will be the judge tonight. Winners get a pair of tickets
to the HF Festival that is coming up on May 24th at RFK Stadium. Audio Slave, Good Charlotte, and Godsmack all on the bill.
Here is Larry. Larry, right away, you're going to be in first place. How are you?
Hey, Larry.
Great, thanks, you guys.
Tell us about a great girl fight you saw.
All right, I've been recruited by a college to play soccer for them, so I went up on my high school junior year. They took me as part of the recruiting deal to see a basketball game between their school and another school, and an actual, dream. The cheerleaders got in a fight. One cheerleader from each of the schools.
At a basketball game?
A real fight. Like punching, kicking, scratching, pulling hair, ripping clothes. The cops got called. An ambulance got called. Game got, held up for almost 45 minutes.
Everybody was watching in the stands going crazy?
Basketball game? What basketball game?
Exactly. All right, you're in first place. Hawk, did you like that one at all?
That was great.
You like to see girls fight?
Yeah, especially cheerleader.
You find it kind of arousing?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right, so it's going to take a little bit to beat this cheerleader, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right, here's Rob. Rob, you're on with the Hawk. Hey, Rob.
Hey, how you guys doing tonight?
What's your story, Rob?
It was actually the first girl fight I ever saw, and it was in military school. My friend Ann was hitting on this other girl's boyfriend, apparently. I don't know, they were beefing out during lunch and all, and as soon as it let out, we were walking out. Next thing I knew, Ann just threw a head first soccer style right into Dana's nose.
Oh.
Blood everywhere. It was great.
Irish headbutt.
Exactly. And had that been all, it would have been all right. But then she just started pounding on her with just left hooks.
Yeah, they get so mean.
It's really weird. You can't pull girls off of each other. Once it gets to that explosive level.
I wouldn't know because I've never tried.
It is amazing how hardcore they'll go.
I'll just sit and spank silently above them. What do you think?
Rob, you're in the lead.
Wow, so even though you said cheerleaders was your favorite, he quickly lost out to girls in military school. Here is Ray. Ray, your chance to beat. What do you got for us, Ray?
Okay, this is early 80s preppy time. We're at a college function at York College up in Pennsylvania, and we're all hanging out with our preppy girlfriends and whatnot, and this really questionable-looking young lady comes in with her fake tan and this white tiger striped shirt on, and she comes through one time and makes another pass through, so we start trying to get her attention. Well, all of our girls that we're hanging out with were real jealous with the whole thing. So she came over, we got talking to her for a little bit, and this one girl just couldn't stand anymore. Literally from about 3 or 4 feet away, took her plastic cup full of beer, just hit this girl right in the face. And she had like that mall chick hair with all the hairspray. So her hair kind of does a little dance, what have you, and she takes a big deep breath, and then they just go at it right in front of us. And what's so funny was the girl that threw the beer at the wild-looking girl was like my buddy's brand new girlfriend. So he wasn't trying to help her. They were like going at it on top of the table. You know, this girl with this tiger striped shirt on and, you know, a little tight skirt, stuff like that. They're going at it on top of the table, and he's not even trying to help his new girl. We ended up just tossing our beers on him. We had the whole place going to town, just cheering these girls on. And it got to the point where they weren't really like punching or fighting. They were more like wrestling. And they realized just how ridiculous it was at the end of it. They're soaking wet with beer, and they ended up being friends later on. They're rolling around laughing.
It always works out that way. What do you think, Hawk?
Sorry, Ray. The only thing worse than the 80s are stories about the 80s.
Oh, man, that hurts.
Wow.
Philip, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yes, this me and my girlfriend about 2 years ago, we were coming out of the Fleet Center watching the Boston Celtics play. And, we were almost out the exit door, and these two fat black ladies are just screaming at the top of their lungs. I mean, they're both pushing close to 300 pounds. They look like Big Mama from Big Mama's house. She was huge. And they get at it. One of them grabs the other one's hair, and she has a hairpiece. She gets smacked in the face. They both hit the ground. They're both, throwing elbows, kneeing each other. They're trying to get up. It takes, 45 seconds for each one of them to get up and catch the breath. They go back at it. The two guys are, the guys that are with the women, they're just yelling at each other. They're not doing anything. The women definitely had the balls of the group.
All right, Hawk, what do you think of this? The weather girls in a fist fight.
No way. Sorry, Philip.
All right, sorry, Phil. I like the story a lot.
I love it when a wig comes off.
866-277-4969. We're talking cat fights. 866-277-4969. Here is Anthony.
Hey, Anthony.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. What can we do for you?
It was back in junior high school. I was sitting by the rail, and I saw it was this one blonde girl in the school. She was kind of big for a girl, not fat, just very muscular. And this little bitty Hispanic girl. I didn't actually see the whole fight because I was in the back of the crowd. Because when there's a fight in school, everyone just kind of rushes the scene. All I saw really was the smaller little Hispanic girl. They're both blonde. Grabbed this girl by the hair and just started smashing her face up against the locker. And all I saw was blonde hair being tossed left and right. And finally, one of the nurses came over and grabbed him. Took the bigger one who got her ass kicked to the clinic.
I'm completely lost. What do you think, Hawk?
Sorry, Anthony. That was
you got to get to the point with these stories.
Who's in the lead right now, Hawk?
Right now, we got Rob, who witnessed the fight where there was all blood and everything. A military academy.
Now, women always get mad when we say that we love girl fights because they think that we're making it up, but I think we really actually do.
We love girl fights. It's no holds barred. It's hair pulling. It's nails. It's everything. It's clothes coming off. Everything a guy wouldn't do in a fight.
And the only thing better than a girl fight is when they're fighting over you. Then you're literally thinking, I think I'm going to spill right here on the ground. Right in front of them all.
Here's my favorite part of a girl fight. When you see that clump of blonde hair floating just silently over the fight, like the plastic bag in American Beauty, it's just hovering right over the fight. There's so much chaos below it, and yet it's like a little blonde cloud.
Yeah, you'll never see, if two hippies have a fight, two long hairs, you won't see that same thing. I guess because we don't naturally go for the hair.
Right, yeah, the pulling's not there. And it's coming out in clumps in a girl fight.
But why do you think that they pull so quickly? That's one of the main things that they love to do is pull.
I think it's the leverage angle. I think what happens is it's the first thing to go for.
Ray, you're on Fez.
Hey, Ray.
Hey, how you doing? I live in Waldorf, down in Maryland. Down here, they used to have a club, and they used to do, like, wet T-shirt contests. So one of the girls got mad at the other girl because she kept on walking. Hello?
Yeah, we're listening, man.
Yeah. The one girl kept on dancing in front. She would lift the shirt, which she weren't supposed to do. And the other girl just couldn't take it anymore and pushed her off the stage just jumped right on top of her.
So two girls in wet T-shirts swinging at each other.
Swinging and wailing.
That's exciting. Hawk, what do you think?
Every fantasy I have rolled into one.
Ew.
Ray, you're in the lead.
All right.
Ray is now in the lead. What we're doing is we have tickets to the HF Festival. It's going to be at RFK Stadium Saturday, May 24th. Audioslave, Good Charlotte, and Godsmack all on the bill. We want to hear about your best girl fights, cat fights you've seen.
866-277-4969. 866-277-4969. Here is Chris. Chris, you're on the air.
Hey, Chris, what do you got?
Yo, what's up, guys? I don't know if I can beat that wet T-shirt story, but I was seeing this girl a couple of years ago, and she drank a hell of a lot at this girl's wedding. Ended up punching the bride at the reception party. People just came out of everywhere to pull her off of each other, and we got kicked out, needless to say.
I would love to see a girl fighting while she's wearing her bridal stuff.
That's excellent.
Yeah, what do you think of this story, Hawk?
Nah, doesn't do it for me, Chris.
It's the Ron and Fez Show live on 106.7 WJFK on a Thursday. Ron Bennington, Fez Watley with you. Before the break, we were talking about a guy code. Does it truly exist? A lot of people will talk about it, what things guys should do, but do they keep it up?
Here's my point. And it's a guy, two friends of mine, one banged the other's ex-wife. And it wasn't even acts like divorce. And I'm saying, hey, blame the wife. But how can you blame the guy for that?
Blame the wife for getting involved with the friend?
Yeah, I mean, she should know better. But this guy, he didn't have a choice in the matter.
He had no choice?
He had no choice at all. What is he supposed to do? Turn it down?
He could have. It's his friend.
I don't see how you can, Fez. I don't see how you can turn it down at any opportunity.
He should have walked away.
You can't. No one can really walk away from that situation. It cannot be done.
So did he break the guy code?
My other friend is saying that there was a guy code broken. And I go, guy code, this is a guy myth. This code doesn't exist. You might as well be talking about King Arthur. No guy is going to walk away from sex. So we got into this, and what do you think about don't be with a guy's sister?
I think it really depends on the guy, but for a general rule, don't be with a guy's sister.
Man, I have secretly been with friends' sisters. Secretly. And that's disgusting, right? And I know that I've...
the fact that it's secret shows that there's a code.
You know, here's the... exactly. Because I didn't plan on dating.
Oh, I see what you're saying, yeah.
I did not want to become the boyfriend/friend. Here's something in the guy code I believe in, Fezzy. Always plug your friend's gigs.
That's true. And Evolution, the Brother Joe, it's his Journey cover band. Evolution, our buddy. Saturday, May 17th at Jack's, Jaxx, 6355 Rolling Road, Springfield, Virginia. Doors open at 9 p.m. on May 17th. That's a Saturday night. For more information, give Jax a call, 703-569-5940. Check out Evolution, the Journey cover band.
Now, Fezzy, do you believe there's a guy code?
I believe there's a guy code.
Sometimes I think there's things that we tell each other, but do not confuse that and sexual conduct. Whatever, I don't think a guy has a choice with sexual conduct. And I don't care if you have been friends with a guy for 10 years and you've been married for 10 years, you get up to get a beer, expect that this guy's going to take a move at your chick. That just goes without saying.
There's a guy code, I believe it, but unfortunately, not everyone adheres to it, and the rules get broken constantly.
All right, what's one for you?
A guy code for me is you never bring a chick to a guy event. That's one for me.
All right, what's a guy event?
Like if the guys are planning to get together to watch a football game. and someone shows up with their girl. Or if to me, I had a friend who brought his chick to a bachelor party.
All right, let me ask you this, though. What if it's a cool chick? I understand you don't want the skanky C wife hanging around.
Right.
But when, let's say, we do a guy show here, Wonder Boy brings his chick, and I'm thrilled. I get to play my little game. Nothing's going to happen. We get to play stepdaddy. I think it's great to have her around.
You've got me. You've totally got me there. Tenacious C, a cool chick.
No, but I mean, with any cool chick, I think you might not just like that girl.
All right, I can understand that.
To me, there's no guy event that isn't a little better without a nice chick being around. Even if you're not going to have a shot at it. Then she'll laugh at all my jokes. All right, what do you got for me, Harry Elvis? Suddenly you're ready to be part of this?
Well, the one rule I follow is never C-block another guy. Make sure that if there's a chance that they're going to go home with the girl, you step in the way. Like if you came there with him, you came to that event, you got to find your own way home just to make sure he...
What are you, half a mongoloid? That's the exact opposite of what Fez is saying. Here, all right, let me tell you, I'm going to be your friend, and I'm going to leave you 17 miles from home because there's a small chance that I might nail this girl I met in the club.
It's up to me to at least offer that. If you're a good friend,
who are you?
Just as the guy who's
That's
hanging
Harry.
around.
All right, so you're the guy not getting nailed, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to say, I'll try to find my way home, rather than come with the guy who brought me?
If it means he's got a chance to go home with the chick.
You know what? If you really are going to bang this chick, you could say, we're going to drop my buddy off first. That's what a confident guy would do. Well, you're sitting there going, there's no possible way that she's going to...
I just don't want to be in the way of it.
Have you gotten left behind somewhere before?
No, it hasn't happened that way, but I've been to it.
This is just a rule in case you and one of your fat, pimple-faced Armenian friends ever gets laid. This is a rule you have and stand by.
Here's the deal. You're a virgin and your friends are virgins. So you would do anything right now for the chance not to be. But I'm telling you, it ain't going to ruin anything to drop a guy off.
I have friends who aren't virgins who did, I went
gay friends?
No, there's
and they left you somewhere.
No, they didn't leave. It wasn't.
This isn't a code you live by.
It wasn't an issue.
It's
never come up in your life.
No, you might as well say, hey, here's my guide code. We don't jump over each other's heads when we're on the moon. We wear gravity boots on the moon. Because yours hasn't happened. The stuff that Fez and I are talking about is life experience.
I've been through this. I've been there when the bad C chick shows up.
I just want to make sure it doesn't if the situation comes up.
Have you lived it all? How old are you?
20.
20, okay. I was married then, by then twice. Anyway, big boys, Wonder Boy, come in here. What's a guy code for you?
One of mine is if a friend calls with a story that he wants you to back up, you just take his word.
Thank Christ.
And if anyone calls, that's exactly what happened.
Amen.
That's right, whether it's a cop or a priest or anybody else.
Hopefully he gets to you first with the story.
Right. Even if he doesn't, I know to start. I know, like, if the six goes, where did you guys go last night? I'll immediately go into, like, I was so drunk I don't know what I was doing.
You gotta always, no matter what he says,
you gotta be able to roll with this guy.
Running.
You gotta think on your feet a lot of times, but yeah, that's a good code to live by, Wonder Boy. Very nice.
All right, 866-277-4969. You see the difference between you and Wonder Boy?
Yeah,
he's not walking home. His actually works for everybody. Where your thing is a guy sacrifices for somebody else?
Making sure someone else has a chance, that you don't ruin it. Maybe it might not ruin it, but I don't...
All right, what if I say, hey, I think I'm going to get boned from my wife tonight. Walk home, Harry.
I think that's different because it's
got to be first time.
Yeah, that's what it
Harry, let me ask you this, and this is so stupid to even keep this going. What if by some miracle of God in heaven, he shined on this green earth of ours, and it was you who got the chance to get laid? You would ditch your friend at a concert or something and leave him there?
No, the way it works is you offer to take them home, and if it's up to them to go, no, I'll find my way home.
Why would anybody say, I'll walk home?
Because they don't want to ruin that chance.
What chance? How would it be ruined? If you're a real guy, how would it be ruined to drop a guy off?
You would expect one of your friends to come up to you and say that? Hey, Harry.
You know what I'd do, Harry? I would let you watch why I got skull while I was driving.
See? That's a guy code.
That's a little more confidence.
That's good.
Here's Sydney. Sydney, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, Sydney.
Hey, guys. My friends, when we were back in college, we learned with one another that if you go to a party, there's always one really, really good-looking girl, and all the guys want her. But we always made the pact that let the girls choose. Rather than having a bunch of guys running a girl off, let the girl decide whom she likes. And
Tell me this. Who came up with this? The attractive guy with no personality? Let me tell you. I got to sell. I'm going to be in there selling. Let the girls choose. What is this, kickball? F it.
It doesn't work that way.
What if I'm standing there, someone's picking Harry? I'm going to go, hey, by the way, take a nice look at this wallet.
All right, fine. Harry's walking home again.
Here is Reg. Reg, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, Reg.
What's up, baby?
Yeah, buddy.
How you doing? I got the number one guy rule. Bros before hoes all the time, fellas.
All right, I think that's what Fez was going at with don't bring girls to a guy event. Yeah. Bros before hoes. Do you believe in that one, Fez?
Yes, I do.
That's concrete. That's concrete.
All right, so bring up an occasion where that would work to your benefit or not work.
How about this? Your best friend of 10 years,
yeah.
He gets married all of a sudden, and you and his wife don't get along. You cannot let your wife badmouth your best friend, especially not in other people. Between you and her, that's something, but in front of other people, hey, he's your brother. He's there before she was there, and he'll be there after she's there. Bros before hoes.
All right, that all works good if you're 19, but if, you get past 35.
What are you saying to me, Wonder Boy?
What is it?
I have gotten pantomiming time and time again, and it's driving me nuts. I apologize
Wonder
to
Boy,
you,
what
Ronnie.
are you trying to say?
I was saying that Rory is a big advocate of this.
The arms are just flailing in my face, Ronnie. I apologize to you.
Rory, you're coming in and taking Wonder Boy's place, his third mic. Congratulations. You know to keep your hands to yourself.
It was
like
in my face like his breath.
You believe in the bros before hoes rule of thumb?
Oh, yeah, definitely, without a doubt. And I expect any of my friends to do the same thing, too.
Uh-huh.
I mean, like, if I break up with some girl, and I tell all my friends, I was like, you cannot be friends with that ex. And if you are, then, hey, then we're not friends. We're just bros before hoes. And, there's nothing worse than having your friends hanging out with your ex, and then you can't hang out with him because you don't want to see your ex.
So that's what the guy meant. The friends are there before and after.
Right, exactly.
All right.
All right. Now, what do you think about Fezzi's rule of thumb of no chicks come along for a guy night?
I agree with that to a point. I mean, I agree. You definitely need a girl there sometimes. Like, when you're just hanging around, like, it's not that important.
I mean, unless it's a circle jack, I don't understand why you won't want chicks along.
But sometimes I do, like, if we're all going out to the bar or something like that, sometimes it's cool just to have just
Yes,
guys.
if you're cruising chicks, yes. I understand that.
But, sometimes just hanging around doing nothing, it's nice to have a girl.
I think with my personal experiences, we've had a guy who brought a wife on a road trip before, where it was supposed to be big events. I don't mean just hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right, and it has been awful, awful women.
All right, here is Nicole. Nicole, you're on the air.
Hey, Nicole.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
What about you can't turn a hoe into a housewife?
All right,
what do you guys think about that?
I believe that you can, and I believe it's the only one that you really can pull around on that one. I think you want somebody a little damaged to marry, and I know it goes across what everybody says. I agree with Willie Nelson with that angel flying too close to the ground rule. That's the girl who wants to know, hey, if you want to end up back slinging wings, it's up to you, honey, because this all could be going tomorrow.
It's good. It's good to
take a look around, because this could be the last time you're glancing at it.
Just plant that seed.
What do you think, Nicole?
I think it's possible, but just kind of hard. I'd say once a hoe, always a hoe.
All right, thank you very much, honey. We're talking hoes and bros. 866-277-4969. 866-277-4969. And isn't it kind of interesting that some of us agree with each other, some of us have variations, but we do kind of think that there's a guy code out there. We don't agree on everything. Mikey, do you got one for us?
Yeah, you don't lie to a girlfriend or a wife and then blame your friends. I'll give you an example.
Mm-hmm.
There's a friend of mine who was a bass player. We used to, always get rehearsal and always book it, and he would never tell his girlfriend that we had rehearsal, let's say on a Monday, until Monday, and then he would say, "Oh, Mikey just called rehearsal," and then she would get PO'd at me and the rest of the guys in the band.
I see. I think that goes with, that's what your friends are there for, to be the Ds.
I don't mind being a D.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point of, your friends, because your friends are supposed to be there. Like, if all of a sudden you're like, oh, crap, she caught me going to a strip club or something like that. You're like, no, is that with Mike?
Like, I could be able to say this. I had to stay with Fez because he was drunk on the floor, and I was afraid he was going to swallow his own puke.
And I'll puke to help Ronnie out.
I agree with that you don't, rat on your friends, or if you cover for your friends, but you don't get, your friend shouldn't blame, like, say me, if on a lie that he's doing to his own girlfriend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
To explain it.
I think your thing is you want to be friends with everybody, and all of us don't care what our friends' chicks think of us, because most of the time we think that they're dirtballs anyway.
You don't want to get caught in a bad position.
I don't mind covering for somebody if I know I'm supposed to cover.
Yeah.
But when he's just like making stuff up and then all of a sudden the chick is mad at me.
I got friends, if I go over to their house, I have to sit out front and beat. That's what they think of me. Here's Maddie, you're on Fez.
Maddie!
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
Now, this is about, like, when you go to, like, a public restroom, like in a bar.
Yeah.
I think there's, like, communication rules that you only can communicate if you're doing the same thing at the same time. Like, if you're both standing in line, you can talk. If you're both at the urinal, you can talk. But you can't break that boundary. Like, if you're standing in line, you can't talk to someone in the urinal.
See, I think you're taking this over into a sociological thing when we're talking about stuff between friends.
Well, no, I mean, I think there's like 20 sub-guy rules. That,
a sub-rule, sure, okay.
Sub-guys.
Yeah.
To a
All right,
major
so
rule,
you're saying if two guys happen to be using two different urinals, you talk away. But if one guy's washing their hands, he doesn't talk to the guy using the urinal?
Absolutely not. All communications have to end when that guy steps away from the urinal.
All right, interesting. Those bathroom things don't bother me, Fez. I know you don't like a lot of bathroom bothering.
My code has to be I'm the only one in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Because I'm pee shy.
What do you do at a concert?
Later.
When I do at a concert, I will hold it and hold it and hold it till I have no choice.
All right, here's our friend Fezzy, Alicia. Alicia, how you doing, honey?
Hello, guys.
Hey, baby.
How you doing, sweetheart?
I know you pronounced my name wrong.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's Alyssa, as in Alyssa Milano.
I'm sorry. I just saw the way they spelled it.
Oh.
I thought
okay, then
spelled it wrong. I thought I said it wrong all the time before. So go ahead.
Okay. Well, all right. So I knew these two best friends from when I was like 12 years old, and had crushes on both of them, but ended up dating the one guy for a year and a half in my 20s, actually. And then after that, his friend was like, you realize that we can never date now. So they had the big guy code going on between them.
Yeah, a lot of guys will use that. I say that's got to go out the window if you think there's a chance you can get it wet. That's my own personal experience. And I know that we could all sit here and say, bro, this for life, man. Nothing's going to happen. But as soon as you get that chance, you take it.
Yeah, well, he used the excuse of New Year's Eve once to be like, well, we can kiss now, right?
So he's looking for ways around the code, his own code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Alyssa.
Thanks,
Milano.
Alyssa.
All right, bye-bye.
Thanks, Team Steam. Now, here's a guy code thing that was put on me. I hated it, got caught up in it. When a guy gets a divorce or breaks up with his girlfriend, he's got to move out, you help that guy move. That happened to me 3 different times, and we had another friend saying, we got to be there for him. We got to help him move. And by the time I moved furniture for the 3rd time, I said, I have had it. I am out of this agreement.
All right, and it's because he's getting divorced?
Yeah.
It's a tough one. And he doesn't
It
have
happened twice with the same guy. 3 times total that I've been involved with this.
I get a little mad at some of the move stuff because, like, come on, I know companies move people.
Right.
You must have a crappy job, but they won't move you if you're getting divorced. That's a troublesome thing. I've never been through that before.
I've been forced into it twice with the same guy. We had to move his same crappy furniture. And I had a truck, and that was the big problem.
Well, if you had a truck, you're asking for trouble.
Yes.
You knew that the day you picked it up. Because if you're not moving stuff with it, you're really wasting it. Dave, you're on Run Fez.
Hi, Dave.
Yeah.
What do you got on the guy code?
The golden rule. I mean, the number one for the guy code.
Yeah.
Is if the guys are together, whatever happens, whatever it is,
the guys take it to the grave with them.
Right.
No running around to share it with any girl that wants to listen.
You know, I know that some guys like to think, look, I'm going to tell you something, a little bit of gossip. It always gets back to the guy.
Always.
It's never a good thing. I never feel that I need to gossip. It just doesn't really interest me that much, especially what's going on between other couples or who's banging who. I just take that for natural that it's happening.
There is no between you and me when it involves a woman.
Or guys. Guys will also do I mean, you know you're not supposed to tell. What are you doing telling a woman? Somebody, a man has already broken that code before it even gets to the woman.
I'm talking about the women aren't around. It's just the guys. They decide to go to the football game. They decide to go wherever.
Yeah.
You're talking about bad things that happen in Vegas, baby.
And stuff happens.
Right, that's what we're saying. We're sticking with that whole thing. You don't share that, you don't
share that when you get back home.
Yes. All right, thank you very much.
Plus, it's nice holding that over the girls' heads. Like, hey, where'd you guys go? You know, it's like,
Somewhere.
don't worry about it.
Somewhere. Don't worry. Everything's all right.
Nothing you need to know about.
So you're married, happy, good. How the kids?
At least you think so.
Yeah. Here is Matt. Matt, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, Matt, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Yeah.
Buddy.
All right, first one is not really a buddy thing, but the courtesy flush in the bathroom.
Okay. Keep it going. What else you got for us?
And the other one is you're out with your buddy. He's doing well with a girl. You got to take one for the team and act like you're interested and do what you got to do with her not so attractive friend.
You know something, my friend? You came up with something that is not as obvious as it should be to most people. Have I left with some skanks in my life to be there for everybody? Now, here's another good part of that, too. And you know what? Your friends have got to do it for you. It's also not fair to go back and ball bust later and say, hey,
true.
Remember that one-eyed pig you banged that night? Ham and egger? Because you did it for him. But that is a very good point. You've got to keep her heavy-set friend busy.
Yeah, we always called it jump on the grenade.
Nice. That's a nice one.
I've heard wingman, too.
You agree with that 100%?
Oh, totally. I've done it for my friends. My friends have done it for me. It's just, you know.
It's hysterical. Here's the beautiful thing. You're with this hot chick and you look over and you see your friend with the sleeping bag.
It's really two joys there.
Well, the one thing, it's always funny in the beginning because there's usually that one chick that's really hot and then her friends are, and all the guys are looking at that one chick.
That's the way they'll travel.
Right, and then there's one guy who comes up as a front runner who gets that girl, and everyone else is like, here we go,
Right.
So it's just that one girl, like it's that race for everyone to get that one girl.
Yeah, and then once it happens, it happens.
Right.
And who knows, maybe you'll get, second dibs on it. You don't know what's going to happen. You lay a couple of rails out, anything could go down. I say stick it out. Stay till dawn. Everybody could leave here eating cake. Chris, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, buddy.
What do you got?
Hey, about what you guys were talking about earlier, your best friend's sister and stuff.
Yeah.
One of my the longest relationships I had with one was with one of my best friend's sisters. And
here's a big problem with that. And would you go out with your buddy's sister, Roy?
No, I wouldn't.
I'll tell you the reason why. Because you always, if your friend breaks up with a girl, and they could be married for 10, 15, 20 years, you don't care. Who's your friend?
Right,
the guy.
It's the guy.
But if this guy's dating your sister, you gotta pick blood over your friends. That's important. That's primal. So you literally, when you break up, you could end up losing your friend. When you break up with his sister.
You definitely would.
Or to be a decent guy, you're sitting there married to this idiot for the rest of your life. And you're sitting there at their Thanksgiving. So you're playing with dangerous ground there. Now, at the same time, believe me, I will, any friendship can go on the line if I think I could get half the bang. I don't care. Believe me.
In my family, it worked just the opposite. It was my sister, and now everyone in the family likes my brother-in-law even more, now that he's supposed to be out of the picture.
Because we can't get into your Earth 2 family and how weird they are. We don't have that much time to do the show tonight. 866-277-4969. I would love to hear Billy Staples stuff.
Oh, I'm sure he's got all kinds of code.
Yeah. Here's Paul.
You help your buddy run his head into a dumpster.
Hello?
Paul, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, Paul.
Yeah.
Hello?
Go ahead, Paul.
It's not that difficult to speak.
The unwritten #1 code. Do not bang your friend's mother. I had a guy in college that was a buddy of mine and ended up banging my mom.
Again, I gotta say that your friend did the right thing. If I was you, I'd be blaming your mom. Your friend did not have a decision.
She was single. My mom was single, but I mean, it should be an unwritten rule.
It's not written for a reason. If this guy's not banging your mom that night, he ain't getting banged. There's nothing he can do about that.
I don't know.
I'm sure she came on like a 10-cent whore. It's not his fault. You're Stifler now, and you saw his mom. No one blamed that guy in the movie. That's why Stifler was the a-hole in that movie. He was the poor, pathetic bastard like you, Paulie. Sorry, my friend.
See, I don't think I could do it if it was like a really, really close friend. But if it was like, just the guy that I hang around
If it was
all
my
the time.
closest friend and I was banging his mom, I would look up at the picture, his graduation picture that was next to the thing, and make faces at it and spit. All right, we'll come back with some more guy codes. 866-277-4969. What is that guy code? Things that, we don't, you know what? And we should actually speak about this more. Because we got to tell the younger people, guys. We got to keep moving it around. 866-277-4969. It's Ron and Fez.
It's the Ron and Fez Show live on 106.7 WJFK. 866-277-4969 is the toll-free phone number. Talking a little guy code tonight.
Yeah, we'll open up the phone lines, and we've been talking about this over with the guys. It's amazing how some of us agree with what the guy code is, what's the code men should live under. Some of them we agree with, others we don't. I'll say this one, Fez. You never leave a buddy in jail. You bail his ass out of jail, and then you stick up with him for him. I'm sorry. I know you shouldn't drink and drive, but guess what? He did. Maybe he hit something awful that he shouldn't have hit.
I agree with that. Here's the thing. You got a buddy in jail. You go get him out. You get him home. You take care of him. And then there's plenty of time to bitch the guy out later, call him an a-hole, call him an idiot, but you don't leave him sitting there in jail.
You got to be the Kardashian in this situation. He knew OJ did it. But what was he going to do? That was his guy.
Right.
You know, if you're Scott Peterson's best friend, you guys been hanging around, yeah, maybe he shouldn't have cut the baby out of his wife, cut off her head and chucked her. In the meantime, you got to go out and find yourself a drum to stick her in. You don't feel good about it, but you got to do it.
That's part of the guy code. There's plenty of time to yell at Scott later on.
Jet, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey,
What's
Jet.
up, buddy?
Yeah.
How you doing? Hey, Fezzy, happy belated birthday, man.
Thank you. It was yesterday.
All right, number one guy code, you always back your boys in a fight. Doesn't matter if it's going to be like 10-on-2, then you get your ass kicked right along with.
Or it takes just as much courage to be one of those 10 guys hitting the other two.
Touche.
Don't think, okay, 4 guys are already jumping in for my friend, that's enough. No, you got to be the 5th guy in there, and you're picking stuff up and swinging it.
If you're piling on, there's always room for one more.
Yeah.
Right,
and a lot of people don't feel that way. They act like fair fight or whatever. There's nothing fair about a fight. One guy might be 6'2". One guy might be a better fighter. Whatever.
Is anything fair in this world?
No.
Anything? So why should a fight be?
Right.
Nothing's fair.
Hawk, what do you got for us, buddy?
Hi, Hawk.
Hey, I got one. If you're in a car with your girlfriend, and even if it's her car, you have to drive if your friends are in the car. You can't let your friends see you having been driven around by your girlfriend.
I am totally lost here.
If you're in a car with your friends and your girlfriend's there, even if it's her car, you can't let her drive.
Yeah, you don't do that anyway, right? No matter who's there. What are you going to get driven around by a woman?
Exactly. That's why it's part of the guy code.
So it doesn't have to be friends involved. It's just if you're in the car with your girl, you drive. I think that's what you're trying to say?
Yes, that's it.
Me, I don't mind. Drive me around anywhere. I don't care who it is.
You got to sit in the back seat and smoke a cigar.
I would.
Put a monocle in your eye and just enjoy yourself.
So how many people have to be in this minivan before you're allowed to drive? I got confused.
So let's say you're all going on a trip with your friends, like camping or something.
And
it's her car.
And what's she going to end up doing? Boning you and your 5 friends? No other girls are in there?
No, say it's a couple.
Couple what?
Guys?
No, a couple, a guy and a girl, a man and a woman.
I had a little baby.
I don't even get this.
I think Hawk likes to drive. I think is the whole point.
What couples are going to go camping? Where are they camping at?
Maybe not camping. No one really camps too much these days, but hiking's popular.
Who's going to hike? Well, I have a TV set at home.
But if you don't have cable?
Why wouldn't I have cable? I'm American.
What's happened?
Apparently, if I don't have cable, I'm an Iraqi and they just bombed Baghdad 15 minutes ago. Or else I want my cable hooked up.
Could be a storm.
So, wait a minute. Because there's a storm out, I'm going to go, F it, let's go hiking, honey?
In the storm?
You got to stop.
Pack your things. There's lightning. We're headed outside.
You're nuts, Hawk. Dan, you're on the air.
Hey, guys. How y'all
Come
doing?
up with another one, Hawk, and come back to us.
As soon as you can.
Get run down for that. What can we do for you, pal?
Hey, I got a guy more guys should realize.
Yeah.
Treat a queen like a whore and treat a whore like a queen.
All right, Elvis. I have one kind of similar. I treat a queen like a whore, and I treat a whore like a whore.
Oh,
there you go.
I treat all women like whores, really.
It's a simple rule, but it's something to live by.
Even on my honeymoon, I woke up the next day, hit her in the chest with 100. There you go.
But we're married.
Whatever.
All right, but I'm driving.
Here's Mike. Mike, you're on Manifest.
Hey, Mike.
Never tell any girlfriend or any wife about anything that happens after 10 p.m.
Yeah, that goes
with one of your
without
buddies.
saying. Yeah, that goes without saying.
Good point. Watch the clock.
That goes without saying. Here comes Roy.
One thing, and this pisses me off so much.
So go crazy.
Do it,
just go crazy. This is a place for it.
Go off.
When you have one beer left in the fridge and one of your friends comes and drinks it, instead of going out to the store, like that's one guy code. You do not drink your friends, like the guy's house that you're at.
Don't worry, I always got another one in the butter dish. Another one plugs down the toilet tank.
That's the first place I look.
But I've had too many friends do that. And just, that's just not right.
I will always take the last beer.
You know what?
That's their fault.
If I'm the one putting the case away, you might go in there next and you'll go, I only see one beer in here. Because I got beers all over the effing place.
You got 23 beers in.
I mean, it's one thing if you went out and got the beer. That's, all right, then you can have the last beer. But, if you just come over to someone's house, you watch a movie, and there's one beer left, you go in there and pop it open, that's wrong without even saying, hey, I'll go out and get some more.
Part of my thing is I will always take beer over to someone's house because I know how much I'm going to drink. So I will always show up with beer. If I don't and there's one beer left, I will take it. I have no problem taking that beer. They know I'm coming.
All right, and I got to agree with you there. Let's not make a big deal over the last beer. There's going to be more. But Fez, let's suppose you go to your friend's house.
Right.
You take just enough for yourself or you and him?
I take enough for me and him.
Okay, that's pretty classy.
Yeah, I don't take I've seen these guys
come in with a six-pack at a party.
Yeah, of the good stuff.
Yeah, right.
They'll bring in some expensive import, maybe 3 of them or a 6-pack, and that'll be their beer. And expect that it's going to sit there in the refrigerator while there's other people sitting around drinking?
That's a good point. That's rudeness.
It really is.
Because you wouldn't come over with a cake and act like I'm the only one who could eat this.
It wouldn't happen.
But if a guy shows up at with a 6-pack, and it's not even just a party, but there's a couple of people there, that beer is now open just like it would be in primitive times when you would bring some food with you. That is meant to be shared.
That beer is fair game. And if you're showing up with a 6-pack, you're only showing up with enough for yourself, and that's rude too.
So if you want to drink a 6-pack and you're going somewhere, you better bring 2 or 3 6-packs.
Yeah.
Now, if you bring a case of beer and you only get 4, you got to write the bitch up a storm and go, you cheap bastards better get out of here.
Yeah, good point.
I have actually a relative every Easter says, tells my mom, hey, I'm going to bring some beer and stuff. Just a 6-pack. We got about 30 people over there. My whole family, we drink a lot.
Oh, yeah, you're animals.
And if this guy's going to take care of all the beer for that house, he only brings a 6-pack every time. So we always have to get the beer. And we just look at him and he brings Coors Light. He doesn't even bring something really, it's just, whatever. It's good beer, but it's just not, it's not that expensive or anything like that. He's just bringing a 6-pack of it.
My dad doesn't drink, and anytime he has someone over to the house that does, he will have this beer stash that I swear he's had for 10 years. And he will bring out this skunk beer, put it on ice, that it's been on ice 10, 12 times, and then put back in the cupboard to heat up again. And he expects to serve that to people, and we have to scream at him, you can't give that to people, you're poisoning them.
Yeah, that's a very good point, Fez. You wouldn't do it with food.
Right.
I mean, I know that he doesn't drink, and the other person should be, cognizant of that, but still, you're not going to hand him something that's bad.
He'll bring out beers that aren't even on the market anymore. That's how old they are.
I went over there and had a 6-pack of Billy beer. It was delicious.
Don't drink it.
All right, here's Hawk back with another guy code.
Uh-oh.
You never talk about recipes with a guy unless it's barbecuing. 'Cause that's the only kind of manly cooking. Everything else.
All right, what about like rabbit or venison?
No. That's no.
Well, I got one for you. What about an omelet?
Ooh.
Because I'll tell you something. I'll sit around and talk omelets with people at any time.
That's kind of like a grill.
What do you mean you don't grill?
You're pouring eggs on your grill?
I mean, when you put it, when you flip them over.
That's called frying. It's in a frying pan. It's not on a grill.
Well, it's not a grill, but it's still kind of like the frying thing. But anything like...
What if the guy's a baker?
Well, that's an exception. That's like...
This code is falling apart left and right.
Yeah, you got to come back with something else.
Get out of here.
Okay. I personally like to get a nice recipe. Hey, and if I'm hanging with a chef, I'll ask him anything.
Sure.
I love chefs. 866-277-4969. I like to just chop these guys off the knees. Everything they're coming in with
I'm
tonight.
just dying here tonight.
Mikey D I thought would have done better. And Mikey D had that one crazy thing. Don't blame your friends with your wife.
Don't drag me into your lies, mister.
And I'll tell you something right now, and I wouldn't say it to his face. I don't see what Cameron sees in you. And right now, I know he's flushed with power, so I'm going to keep it to myself.
Whose face wouldn't you say it to? Oh, okay.
That hurts.
He's flushed with power right now, Fezzi, and he could end up making Mikey D our executive producer. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, God.
What do you got for us, Mikey?
If you leave the house or something, or you're going away for a week.
Yeah, I understand leaving the house. Let's not make a big deal out of this.
If you're on Broadway and you're up for the same part as another guy,
lend him your dance belt. Seriously, if you have dance belt anywhere in this guy code.
No, but I do have dance belts at home.
Oh, please.
But I mean, if you're away and your friend, has your keys to watch the apartment, let him use it to bring a girl.
Yeah, but what if you're married or you got kids?
That's a different story.
All right, so single guy, sure.
If a single guy, Now, in my case, I'm married, but I have a basement apartment that's furnished.
Sure.
So I'll always let my friends use that, even though it's already.
You actually have a hole in the wall where you can watch it all take place.
Yeah, he's got the sliver basement.
And the video cameras.
All right, Fezzi.
Yes.
You single guy with an apartment.
Yes.
Would you chuck your key to Billy Staples?
Never.
You're breaking the guy code.
I would. No, there is no way. Billy and someone that he's hooked up with?
All right, let's do this. Would you let Rory use your key? Bang a girl in your house?
No.
Would you do it for Wonderboy?
No.
What do you say to that?
I would not let any of these guys use my apartment for banging. I wouldn't do it. It would gross me out to go back in there and, either sit on the couch or sleep wherever it happens.
Well, I've had a friend who used to do that for me all the time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's why I would reciprocate.
Maybe if I had one of those infomercial inflatable beds or something. But no, if it's on my stuff,
How about just the floor? Do you ever see that movie, The Apartment, with Jack Lemmon? Very famous New York movie.
Yes.
That was the exact same thing. These guys, he worked in this big building. He would have to get out of bed all the time, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock, because guys were cheating on their wife and using his apartment.
No, that's too gross for me.
Let me check with Hawk. Hawk, would you let a guy use your apartment?
No way. I'm too anal about everything in my apartment.
You like it there?
No, I mean, the apartment, like the neatness and everything has to be in its place. Not just the sex aspect, but if someone touched like a picture frame and everything, it would just be too upsetting.
Can we all go over and do...
upsetting!
Can we do a remote from your apartment?
No.
Please.
Can Wendell come and set everything up in your apartment?
And lick your silverware?
How about just one of us come over? And I'm just going to hide one thing in your apartment and I'll tell you what it is.
Oh, no. I couldn't sleep. I'd have to find it.
So you never have people over?
They come over, but I would never let them, like, bang there. I mean, I'd have to be in the room with them unless...
No! While they're banging?
No. if I had guests, I'd like to have to be able to see them.
All right, let me check. Does anybody back Mikey up here? Because I'm married and that's a different situation.
Would anyone let someone use their apartment for another guy to bang?
You don't have an apartment. You're just trying to get Mike time. Get away. Go ahead, Roy.
I would have no problem with letting one of my friends, get some action. If he's got nowhere else to go.
In your bed?
Yeah, my bed. I don't care.
Now, my single rule was always the same way as you guys. I would say I wouldn't give 2 F's either. But I never kept an apartment as nice as Fez or, but, it's a tough one. I'm going to ask Wonder Boy. And I would ask you, I'm serious, I would ask you, but you have nothing to add. You don't know any of this stuff. Don't get up and use the microphone for no reason.
Hey, if everyone's in here, who's on the board?
Nobody. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would let a friend. I would let a friend use my pad. Yeah.
All right, now, Fez, this is making you look like Hawk.
It really is, and I understand that it's a thing about thinking about any one of these guys doing someone in my bed. Wonder Boy, I can understand if your apartment smells like your breath, then you're not out anything as it is.
All right, now these are personal attacks.
Yes.
I do have one thing, though. If I would not let a girl who's one of my friends bring a guy back. No way.
That's gay. Some guy you don't know?
In your bed?
Leaving them behind something? That's literally, you might as well just do it yourself with them. All right, see, now I like this because all the codes don't work. All the guy codes things, some of them are rock solid. Obviously, you'd have to back your friend up in a fight. You don't let that happen. Obviously, you got to get your friend out of jail, no matter what he did or to whom. Some of these other ones are a little touchy.
Not everyone's going to adhere to every rule in the guy code.
Like Hawk and Fez.
There's no way someone's getting in my bed.
They have this thing about their apartment.
Now that I think about it, actually, I think one of my friends did just last weekend. So
While you were sleeping.
No, I was downstairs, still partying, and we just went up there and just used it. I had no problem.
I have done that, many times. I've lived my life like a scumbag.
Hawk, if you had company over, would you let someone use your toilet?
Yeah, but I'd have to clean it that same night.
All right, Billy's going to your apartment.
Follow him in.
No, anyone but Billy.
No,
anyone.
with you.
Gotta be
with
Billy.
you. I'm doing a little remote. And he's going to leave something behind there.
In my bathroom?
Somewhere.
I'm not saying where. Something fun. It's going to be a surprise left there for you.
It's going to be something dead.
I'm not going to... What are you making things up for? Maybe it'll be money. You don't know.
That's true. Okay.
All right?
So Billy's coming to your house.
But I'm going with
wearing shorts.
Oh, no. It has to. He's got to have long sleeves on, a jacket, long pants, no part of his flesh except maybe his hand.
Maybe. All right, we'll take a break. We're coming right back. Guess what we have tonight, Fezzy? When we get back here, our own Mikey D has put together a parody song for us.
Oh, okay.
Now, apparently this is about the Hussein family stealing money. So it's current. It's exciting. It's right out of the news. And I guess the whole Hussein family's alive.
That's what it sounds like. The word is that right before the bombing of Baghdad, President Saddam Hussein sent Quzay to the bank to make $1 billion withdrawal.
He's my favorite. I don't like Goudet at all.
Quzay is passing Uday up fast.
Well, why shouldn't? And right now, the three of them are on some island somewhere, just laughing and laughing. Don't you got us, Bush? All right, so when we come back, that will, and if we set it up or anything else needs to be said, Mikey?
You did a great job. You set it all up.
Yeah, thank you.
Bless you.
We're coming back. Ron and Fett.